Welcome back to Leader Lanes right here in Nashua, New Hampshire for week 2 of the final ladder series of Candlepins for Cancer. Last week we saw Josh Daley defeat Charlie Collins 379 to 324. This week he has Wayne Springfield.
Wayne Springfield, fantastic bowler. Wayne, why don't you step right up? Let's go. Let's say hello to Wayne. Wayne, looking forward to your first appearance here on Candlepins for Cancer. Not your first appearance on TV, though. I think you bowled on the Comcast show back in the day.
Correct. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that was the kids program. Was that right?
Yes. Yes, it was a doubles format. You know, 2 of us against 2 other, a male and a female. And we didn't show up too well, but, you know, it was all right.
Well, that's neither here nor there. So next time under the lights, this first time under the lights, you're bowling against Josh Daley, someone you know from the Friday Night Pro League. You guys have had a couple of matches back and forth. You looking forward to today?
Oh, yeah. He's a great bowler. You know, I'm looking forward to every box.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to having you, Wayne. And let's bring up Josh.
Josh, welcome back.
Thank you, Jeremy. How you doing?
Well, you had a pretty good victory last week through 379. Wayne is a very good bowler in himself, very different type of matchup. Do you have any different way to approach this one?
No, I'm just going to keep it the same way as usual. Keep the foot on the gas and keep going.
Keep it simple, stupid, right?
Yes.
All right, and let's get to the match. Josh Daley, Wayne Springfield.
Awesome. Good luck, guys.
Josh Daley coming up on lane 33, leading off string number 1.
Match number 2 of our finale of the series here before our Tournament of Champions. Favorable start for Josh. Pretty straightforward 4-pin. He's going to be
And
one
he
out of
makes it.
1. Off to a quick start.
Josh Daley is 22 years old, lives in Danvers, Massachusetts. Bowls at Central Park Lanes in East Boston. Currently bowling in 4 leagues. It's a lot of leagues.
That's so many leagues.
Just off the headpin a little bit. Leaves a 4 horseman on the left side. Piece of wood coming up to the 1.
I mean, especially if they're weekly leagues. Is he bowling 4 nights a week, or are those monthly leagues as well?
Well, I think that changes the dynamic a little bit. Oh, and he almost gets that pin to...
He sent something at that 10-pin. Really good bit at it. Either way, he's going to be happy with the trip.
And a 9 box. 24 for 2.
24 for 2 is 120 average, and that's going to bring up Wayne Springfield.
Yeah, we get our first look at Wayne Springfield from Roxbury, Massachusetts. Currently averaging 119 right now. His first ball is just off the head pin, leaves the 4 horsemen and the 9 pin.
See what the wood wants to do. It's going to line up. So basically, it's just the 4 horsemen now. At least that's how you want to play it.
Looks like the ball got away from him a little bit. Comes across and takes out the 7 pin, excuse me. And he picks up the 10.
Solid 10 for Wayne.
He's coming in with a high single of 186. Looks like he dropped that one again. He's done that 3 times.
He's thrown 186 3 times?
He has thrown 186 3 times.
And that's his high single. Wow, that is very strange.
Yeah. Looking to clean up the horseman here.
I wonder how many 185s he has.
I mean, it's got to be at least 4.
And if you can figure out that math, you can score Candlepin in no time. Bring up Josh Daley here.
Josh Daley is averaging 120 these days. Slides off the head pin a little bit. Moves the 1, the 3, the 7, and the 10. Piece of wood in front of the 7. Yeah, goes through the head pin, leaving the 3, the 7, and the 10. And a 9 box.
Solid 9 out of that. Josh lists his all-time favorite bowlers as Craig Holbrook and Tommy Olsta. I mean, two rather obvious choices if you ask me, but even more obvious is that Craig Holbrook takes on the winner of this here match, Jeremy.
Coincidence?
And do you think he wants to bowl that match?
100% he does.
A couple of lefties. And he's going to have something to say to do it. Throwing the ball like he does.
Does look like he's settled in a little bit. Another spare here.
And that's not to sleep even whatsoever on Wayne Springfield, who qualified with a 657 out of Metro Bowl and Peabody. And thank you to Metro Bowl for having us for the qualifier for this taping. The winner of this series is going to go to the Tournament of Champions, and we'll keep you posted on the date for that.
Yeah, we have 4 bowlers already there. We have Nick Norcross. Jason Semino.
Outside for Springfield. The 1, 2, and 7, a beautiful shot. Looked like he wanted to go outside off the hand, and boy, that was really sweet. Clipped that wood off the wall, takes the 2-pin. Big time shot.
See what he gets for a fill here. But yeah, as I was saying, already set in the Tournament of Champions is Nick Norcross, Jason Semino, Brian Fuller Jr., and most recently Brian Purdy out of Maine.
Boy, that sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, this doesn't sound like a lot of fun. We've got the 2, 4, and 10 now for Wayne. Let's see what he wants to do. The wood now is almost unusable. I think he's going to play the 2 pins.
Yeah. And a solid 9. So 45 through 4 frames. Daley coming up to fill his mark. He has 43 plus his fill. Big 9 fill here for Daley.
No, it's a huge 9 fill. Stone cold 10-pin. Not wasting any time at it.
Just squeaks by on the left-hand side.
About a board's worth anyway. Yeah, he's going to want that one back.
Yeah, but against the 10 box.
That's generally when you know you're going good. If you miss one by just that little inch, and you know it's there, I can appreciate that intensity, that's for sure. Yep. Let's see how he bounces back now. You got to reset, take a little deep breath. Did a nice job getting the 10 box, and let's see how he rebounds here.
Right back on it. Another big 9 drop. This time leaves the 5-pin. Clean shot at it. And he'll pick it up for 10. 72 after 6. looking to take advantage of those two open frames. Just off the head pin, leaves a full horseman on the right side. Wayne has a high triple of 444, high five of 686. Home lanes is 20th Century Lanes in Hyde Park. Ron's Ice Cream.
Boy, that's some good ice cream.
Some excellent ice cream.
Oh.
If you're ever in the Hyde Park area, definitely get yourself a dish of Ron's Ice Cream.
Nice 10 for Wayne. Puts him at 55 through 5. Opposite the open frame here from Josh. Oh, that's a strange one to take out the 5 pin as well as the. Is that parallel pins? That's the 5, 6, 9, 10, isn't it?
It is.
Boy, I thought he almost made it as well. Hey, you just never know what you're going to see on the deck there, Jamie.
Yeah, instead he's looking at the 7 and the 8.
Yeah, it took me a second. I thought he took the triangle out at first, and then I noticed the 5 pin went missing. Tough 9.
And a 9 box. So after 6, with Josh Daley at 72, Wayne Springfield at 64. We're going to pause for a moment for our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of string number 1. Josh Daley coming up for the 7th frame, coming up on lane 33. As I mentioned earlier, he's averaging 120. He has a high triple of 478, which he did in the, I believe it was the Nationals. High single of 185, high 5 of 732.
Yep, that would have been the Nationals in November in the semis. Some unbelievable bowling.
Makes a good bit at the spare, leaves the 10 pin. And a 9 box.
Disappointed to leave the 10 pin there. Daley, who defeated Charlie Collins by 55 pins in our opening match, 379 to 324. In what was a pretty steady Eddie establishment of bowling, I guess. He started strong and he finished strong.
Yeah, Charlie struggled a little bit. I mean, he ended up finding the head pin, but not a lot to show for it, and just couldn't gain any momentum in that 3rd string. Josh taking some time here. The spread eagle. Probably the most frustrating leave in all of Candlepin bowling, just because you know you threw a decent ball.
It's a tough pill to swallow. You know you threw it at the head pin, and Josh will just have 7 there on a very difficult trip coming out of the break here.
Yeah, this opens the door for Wayne.
Sure does.
Head pin hit, leaves the 6 and the 10.
A little full, but he got that really nice splash. Leaves the 2-pinner now on the right. All
and
over
he
it.
picks it.
Timely shot from Wayne Springfield. Puts him back to within 7, and he's chasing just a 7 box. Good fill here, could put him in control going deep here into the first string.
On the head pin again. Depending where that rolling wood stops, and it's going to stop right there.
And flattens out. Makes it really difficult if he wants to get very creative. Maybe on the left-hand side here, Jeremy. Try to spin the wood and see if the ball can't graze the 4 and the 7.
Looks like, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it looked like he was just going to go pick the pins.
I think you're happy with the 10 box either way. It's a difficult shot regardless.
Yeah. I mean, you get a 10 box out of that. You know what? I consider that a success.
So that gives Wayne a 2-pin advantage now. Going back to Josh Daley here on 33. Just want to thank Lexi, Matt, and all the staff here at Lita Lanes for having us today. Lita Lanes has 36 lanes of Candlepin Bowling, pool tables, arcade games, plus great food and drinks at the Kegler's Den. Right next door is Lita's Lighthouse with 12 more lanes of glow bowling and plenty of parking available. You can visit them today at 340 Amherst Street, Nashua, New Hampshire, or online at litalanes.com. That's litalanes.com. Come check us out. It's a great place.
Daley with a head pin hit. Hits his object on the second ball, still leaves the 4 and the 7. And a 9 box. So Josh would like to finish on a high note here with a mark. Get some momentum going into the second string.
Especially after 3 consecutive open boxes, you can tell he's kind of wearing that one. He wanted even just that 10 box. You can tell where his mindset is. He's very hungry here coming into this 10th box. Knows how important a mark is here.
And that's the mark.
There it is. You could tell. I think he took that 9 box personally, honestly.
I agree with you. I think he did. You know, he's had a few boxes where he's hit the head pin, you know, spread eagle. You had the 2 and 2 that he just recently had. You know, a box like that can change things very quickly. Taking a little bit of time for himself. Trying not to rush. He's off the head pin, but he does have another ball.
All the count you can get. Just try to get anywhere to the head pin, see if you can get 4 or better.
All right, 6 fill for a 113. Wayne coming in has 90 after 8 frames. Just off the head pin, piece of wood rolls up against the 2 pin. The 1, the 2, the 9, and the 10.
I think the wood might be angled toward that back alley there, Jeremy. Let's see what happens if he gets to the 1-2.
Oh, and he clips it, he makes it.
Took the 10 a second. Had to look one way. Ended up dancing the other way. Into the pit you go.
So got 100 plus his fill here. Looking to make it big. On the head pin again. Leaves the 5 pin.
5 pin. Let's see what the wood decides to do.
It's going to mosey on out of the way.
Yeah, that's channel bound. Nothing but something to do. As you said before, Jeremy, throw the same ball, and he does, right in the face. Popped it right back into the pin setter. And now with a chance for bonus money if he throws a strike on it, just for good measure.
So I believe we have it at 119 plus this ball here.
6-pin advantage. Let's see if he can turn it into 16.
Ah, not the place he wanted that.
Well,
But
I suppose there's worse spots to leave it there, Jeremy. That's
This
going
is
to
true.
put a 121 on the board for Wayne.
And an 8-pin lead for Wayne Springfield, 121 to 113. And we'll be back with the start of our second string. Wayne Springfield leading us off in game 2. Finished with 2 marks on the end for a 121. Just off the head pin, leaves the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 7. From Roxbury, Massachusetts.
Good bit outside on it for Wayne.
Currently just bowling in one summer league right now. He has 2 winter leagues. He bowls in the Friday Night Pro League and the ICBL League, the Independent Candlepin Bowling League. Now, if I remember that, I'm not sure if that's where it started, but I bowled a few weeks in that league when it was in Lucky Strike in Dorchester.
Really?
Very competitive league, very fun league.
Oh, I'd love to hear more about it. I can't say I'm well versed in that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I want to say it was 16 teams. It was on a Saturday night. Just a lot of fun, a lot of laughs.
Boy, 16 teams. That's a nice shot from Wayne.
I believe right now they are bowling in Union Street.
Oh, there you go. Yep, Union Street, Holbrook, Mass.
Yep.
Need to support any Candlepin houses that are still with us, and even the up and coming ones too. There's been a couple that have opened up that. Positive to see. Josh Daley on 33.
On the head pin again.
Rips
Through the
out
middle.
just 3.
Yeah, he's got the spread eagle plus the 9 pin in the back.
Now, would they call that a spread eagle with an added wing? Is there a third wing there? It could be lunchtime.
I think it is. Either way, it's no good.
So Josh will settle for actually a really nice 9 out
I
of
was
that.
about to say, that's a very solid out. Josh Daley made the show with a 649 qualifying score. On the head pin again. I mean, his first ball is right there. And I think it's one of those situations is you just kind of keep pushing through it and hope at some point things have to break up.
Well, I think he can make this one if he hits the left tip of that right wood.
Oh,
Boy,
great
he
bit.
put a great bit on that.
That leaves the 7 pin.
Couldn't really place it much better. It's about all you could do. Pair of tough 9s.
Wayne coming up, filling the spare.
And we were talking about supporting all the established houses that we have and the up-and-coming houses. We'd also like to support the Amateur Candlepin Tour that's new this summer. It's a 90% handicap tournament series for bowlers of all skill levels, and each monthly tournament has a unique format. You can email amateurcandlepintour at gmail.com or visit their page on Facebook for more details. That's amateurcandlepintour at gmail.com if you want to email them, or please visit Amateur Candlepin Tour on Facebook for more details on how you can get involved with that tour. That's 90% handicap for bowlers of all levels. It doesn't matter if you're a 50 average or 150 average or anything in between. We're looking for new bowlers in new places.
Yeah, you can reach out to Matt Nichols, Kate, I believe Matt Nichols and Kate Finn are the two of the main people that are running that.
I believe that's correct. Yeah, that's Matt Nichols and Kate. You can look out to them on Facebook as well. Yeah, look out for that amateur Candlepin tour. It's a nice little fledgling tour that's had a bunch of people, and we hope to see new faces. It's always a pleasure to see new folks and new endeavors in this game.
Wayne Springfield with a headpin hit. Leaves a triangle on the right side. Looking at the 4, the 6, 7, 9, and 10.
He's got a fun one here. 3 might get you 5, Jeremy.
A little full, catches a little bit of the cap.
Yeah, he didn't want the cap. Anywhere to the right of the side of the 6-pin, I think maybe would have had a chance at it. Difficult spare nonetheless.
And a tough 7 box leaves the door open for Josh here to get back these 5 pins in this string that he's down. And only 13 pins for the match.
Josh has been on that head pin the last 2 with a couple of bad breaks.
He's back on it again. I want to say he's hit the head pin. I think all 4 his last 4 boxes, including the end of the last string. This time leaves a diamond.
This one's reasonable. Ooh, tickled the 6-pin too. Just a matter of time before he starts carrying the pins. Although he'll be the first to tell you, leaving those wayward ones out there, especially in a 3-string match.
Yep. Yeah, so far we got 3 of a kind here. 9s all the way down.
Opportune time here. Opposite the 7 box from Wayne Springfield.
Through the middle again.
Well, at the end of the day, he has the 4-pin with a piece of wood behind it. I wonder if he plays the 3 on the right, Jeremy, and tries to cut it over.
He goes on the outside of the 3. He's looking to clean this up. Yeah, see, typically I've always been on the school of thought to play the 2, but I think in a scenario like that, like you said, you have the pin behind the 4-pin. Hopefully kick something over and maybe trip it.
And I couldn't agree more with you. I generally would play the 2, you know, given a circumstance where there's no wood involved. When you have that piece of wood that's behind the 2, and if you can snap it and you're trying to make the shot, especially in a close match like this, I don't blame him at all for trying the 3. So that'll put him at 36. He has 4 of a kind now.
It's a good poker hand. Wayne coming up, lane 33. He is on the head pin. Leaves 1. Leaving the 10-pin. He is an associate finance officer at a Boston nonprofit company that specializes in affordable housing and tax credit investing. He's a fisherman. Loves his fishing. Big spare for Wayne here.
He was fishing for that 10-pin. That was right in the face.
He caught it. That one got away a little bit. Just going to put 3 on the spare. Tries to go outside. Finds nothing but the space.
All right, huge pins here. He's looking for 8 or better.
And that's a great out.
It
Great
really
9
is.
box.
Big 9. That'll give him 61 through 6 completed. However, we with just the 3 fill on the spare, it does leave the door open here for Josh Daley.
He's off the head pin a little bit. The half Worcester on the left side. That's probably the second most frustrating leave. He tries to make a bid on the outside. Unfortunately, that's the problem because I always go on the outside on a shot like that, but unfortunately the risk is going through the hole. And a great out, there's an 8 box.
It's a huge 8. That's a big 8. That hole gets ever so bigger, Jeremy, when you go through it after the first ball.
Yep. He works for Rochester Electronics.
Boy, he sure does. Off to the right, he's going to have some work to do.
And he makes a great shot.
That's a little work done.
Through 6 frames. Wayne Springfield is at 61. Josh Daley at 54 plus his fill. We're going to pause for a second. Hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be back with the conclusion of string number 2. All right, Wayne Springfield up on lane 33. For the 7th frame is 61 through 6. Current 7-pin lead in the string, 15-pin lead in the match. So on the head pin.
Nice ball. Is the 6 going to carry? Not quite. Let's see what the wood wants to do. It's going to be off the 6 a little bit.
I still think he's good. I think you go at it like it's not even there.
Nicely done.
Big spare for Wayne. So not the first time, as he mentioned earlier in the intro, that he's been on TV. He made the youth Comcast show.
That's right, he did. He made the mixed doubles Comcast show.
Oh, what a shot.
That's the 2. That's the 3. That's a spare. Cut it clean. Inch perfect.
And a shot for bonus money next time he comes up.
Huge couple marks.
Daley on a mark of his own.
Right, especially opposite the mark from Daley here. That is a gigantic couple marks from Springfield.
Still having the trouble off the head pin. Hate to say it, but a little too accurate. Puts 3 on the spare.
He's working really hard on it.
And an 8 box.
Tough 8. It's about all he can do. Still within range, though. There's still a long way to go. Full 3rd string, but boy, he could use one here opposite the mark from Springfield.
Yep. And there's the ball he's been waiting for.
Right on time.
You know what? He gets up on lane 33 his next time up and throws another one of those. Complete shift change right there.
Just want to mention that Candlepin Bowling is proudly presented by Candlepins for Cancer. This charity supports bowlers and their family members who are fighting cancer with money to help pay for treatment and bills. And since its inception, the charity has given away over $12,000 so far to those in need. You can donate electronically through candlepins4cancer.com. That's candlepins, the number 4, cancer.com, or you can send a check to 467 High Street, number 8, Hampton, New Hampshire, 03842. That's 467 High Street, number 8, Hampton, New Hampshire, 03842. Any donations are really appreciated, and this all stays within the Candlepin community, and we appreciate any consideration that you may give.
Yeah, everything that we're doing right now isn't possible without what Al Johnson has done.
Absolutely correct, Jeremy. We can't thank Alfie enough, and for what he's done over at Ocean Gaming. Feel free to stop by Ocean Gaming on Ocean Boulevard in Hampton Beach, and go ahead and say hello to Alfie.
Wayne on the off the head pin, but he gets it to go anyway.
3 horsemen deep side on the left, the 2, 4, and 7. He has what used to be the head pin now with kind of an awkward angle. It's going to be tough to get to the 7 pin. Oh, trips it last second.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. I think he had to go basically like, again, as the piece of wood wasn't there.
Almost on the 2 pin in the face, really. That's the only way you could get there. If he went down below, boy. Timely mark. Gives him 114 and a ball coming on home. And he makes it count. Big time 8 fill.
A 122 finish for Wayne Springfield. Josh coming up working on a strike. And if his first ball is any indication of anything, he could easily put another strike on here. So, I mean, a double puts him very back in the match.
Daley has been consistently on the head pin.
Looking for the double.
The 2 and the 4. Put an honest bid on the double.
Yeah, piece of wood behind the 4 pin. And he makes it.
Boy, he may have been fortunate that wood was behind there.
That's why I brought it up, because I feel like he goes, if he's a little bit full on that piece of wood, which is what happened.
I think that's what happened. Cherried it and tripped it forward.
Huge mark here.
Absolutely. And another chance for bonus money, and more importantly, to stay really close in the match.
Head pin again.
Oh, the 7 stands. Really unfortunate. It's a better ball than that. Now he's got the 3, 5, and 7. Piece of wood on the right. I don't think he's going to use it, though. Probably try to cut this. Good bid.
And a 10 box for a 112. So after 2, in Wayne Springfield at 243, Josh Daley at 225, an 18-pin lead for Wayne Springfield going into the last string.
That spare on strike was really big for Josh there. Big 20 pins, and it keeps it under 20 pins for the deficit going into Game 3.
Absolutely. And we'll be back with the start of our 3rd string. Josh coming up to begin the 3rd string. Ended on a high note of the 2nd string, so hopefully some of that momentum will carry to this string.
Yeah, a couple of timely marks coming home for Josh after a couple untimely breaks early on in the 2nd string.
This is a lead we've seen a few times so far. This the 3 and the 2. Just makes a bid at it.
Well, he's done a pretty solid job of pinning out of those leaves, and well, that one would be the exception, but
I mean, still,
all you can do.
I mean, he still came out of that box with a 9. That very well could have gone the other way. You know, where you cherry a couple of your object pins and end up with a 7 box. I mean, Josh is only 22 years old, and he has quite the list of accomplishments already.
Absolutely.
Through the middle, again, 189. As the U.S. singles champion this past year. His team was the U.S. Nationals winner, ICBA champion. He has a Pro Series doubles championship with Mike McGinty. And that's all within the last, like, 3 years. Tough start for Josh. 16 after 2.
And that'll open the door here for Wayne, who was already up 18 coming into the string.
Wayne on the head pin. Is he going to get the 7 to fall? It doesn't look like it.
7's not going to fall. Let's see if that second piece is going to stay involved. And indeed it is. It's going to touch the 8, and I think that makes the shot easier.
Yeah,
now it's just the 8 pin. Nicely done from Wayne.
After the first string, so the second string and this string, Wayne's done a good job of getting those marks early.
Well, he also had that one late as well on the second string.
Yep.
Which to keep that 18-pin lead as well is just as important.
I think he wanted those to stay up.
That was really unfortunate. It looked like it was going to be okay for a moment. Now it's just a 2-pinner, but it's about 4 feet away. The 4 and the 10.
Yeah, I mean at that point you're bowling for a 10 box.
Happy with 10.
And it'll be a 9. 27 for 2. And through completed boxes, we have a 29-pin lead.
29.
Off the head pin, half Worcester on the right side. That one got away from him. Hoping to clean up some pins here.
Not over yet, but you really need pins.
And that's a hurt. That box hurts. But you know what? You go over to lane 34, you throw a mark, and you never know.
Well, the box is over, that's for sure.
It's 3 with the first ball. On the object. Oh, I thought something was going to come over. It ended up falling in the pit. And he gets a 10 box. So 30 through 4 frames. Wayne just off the head pin. Gets 4. Got 4 with this first ball.
Moves the 5-pin off the spot, though. Could be a helper.
Yeah, you got a pin behind that that's kind of holding things together. And
Nice
he makes
shot.
a shot. Looking for a big fill. Great pocket hit.
Wow.
Leaves the 6 and the 8.
Can't lead the 6 and the 8 without absolutely destroying the 1-2 pocket. That's a beautiful ball. Again, be happy with the fill. Take your 1, take your 2. He's in good control of the match.
Looking to pick a pin here. Wayne lists himself as his all-time favorite bowler. Reason being, he said, no one will bowl for me. I have to do it on my own.
I got to say, that's probably the first time I've seen that on a bio sheet. I like it. I like that.
Josh coming up for the 5th frame on lane 33. It's on the head pin with a strike.
Not over yet.
This is a crazy game, Rich.
I mean, not when you throw strikes as quickly as this kid.
I mean, I'll
This
say it
game can
100
get crazy
times.
quickly.
You throw a double out there, that puts pressure on Wayne.
Josh waiting for the same ball.
You know, quite a few bowlers do that. If you throw a strike, they wait for that one to come back.
Let's see if it works.
On it again. With the 4, the 5, and the 7. It's a piece of wood. Trying to decide where it's going to stop.
Oof.
I mean, is this one where you just kind of drive the cap?
I think he wants to shave it off the wall. I think he was trying to go deep. Maybe if you can clip almost the 2 pins and try to send something back for the 5.
And the 9 box, so 57 through 6 frames.
It was either that or the cap, Jeremy. I think you were kind of stuck in no man's land either way.
Yeah, I mean, there was no, no winning situation there, I don't think.
No, I don't think that one was in the brochure. Wayne off to the left. He's got the 4 and the 2. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9.
The way his ball works, that apparently it'll leave the 4, the 7, and the 9.
That's difficult to do. Hard to take those front 3 and leave the 9 pin there.
Exactly.
Man,
Almost makes a 10 out of
that
it.
9 pin might be nailed down. So will be a 9 for Wayne. Gives him 63 through 5. And more importantly, a 33 pin lead through completed boxes with just 5 to go, and opposite the open frame from Josh Daley.
He's on the head pin. Oh, and it's going to trip for the strike.
Took a moment. Looked like the 5-7 for a second, but
I mean, and one of the key things
7 to
is
5. See you later.
Every time Wayne has gone up the string, he is left with at least 1 mark.
Oh, that's huge. You know, 1 out of 2.
Josh off the head pin leaves the 1, the 3, and the 7.
Especially in a format like this, when you only have 2 frames up there, when you go 1 out of 2 spare or a strike, whatever it may be, that forces your opponent to go 2 out of 2. And this game is as difficult as it can be to even get 1 out of 2 if you know that. So.
And an 8 box puts him at 65. Just off the head pin, trips the 8 pin, leaves the 4 horsemen on the right side. The 1, the 3, the 6, and the 10.
It's must make time.
And he goes right through the head pin. And he'll make the 10 box.
Brings up Wayne on a strike, and we'd like to mention to you that the third string is brought to you without commercial interruption by Alley Chat. Please subscribe to Alley Chat. Besides these great episodes of Candlepin Bowling presented by Candlepins for Cancer, you can also watch vintage matches all the way back to the 70s. Subscribe to the Facebook page, Alley Chat, for live Friday night Pro League matches and so much more. That's Alley Chat on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in.
I think Wayne knew it as soon as he let go, that he went a little too low on that piece of wood. Okay, look at the 10 box. 92 through 7 frames. Wayne lists his favorite bowling memory as watching his dad hit the house triple strike pool for $700+, making his first TV appearance when he was 17 and winning a league championship with his dad on his team, his first year in adult league.
Oh, those are great memories.
I mean, I think we all can agree that Candlepin Bowling is very much a family game.
Oh, 100%. That's what got me into the game. It was my folks, my family. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a great game to get the kids involved, get your family involved. Great camaraderie.
Wayne with a 9. He's at 101 through 8 frames and a 44-pin lead in the match.
Yep, 44-pin lead. It's really just a formality at this point. Let's see if we can make our bowlers a little bit of bonus money on the way out.
Josh with a tremendous 9 drop.
Beautiful ball.
Leaves the 7-pin. And he's going to catch it. Sitting 85 plus the fill right here.
Like to see him throw a strike here.
It's on the head pin, trips the 3-pin. It's got a piece of wood rolling over, but still behind the other piece of wood up front. And he's going to pick it.
So he makes that mark. Gives him 104 and a ball here. On the spare.
Off the head pin will get 5. For a 109.
3-string total of 334 for Josh Daley. Nice ball for Wayne, 5-8.
And he's going to make it.
All over it.
Got 111 plus a fill.
Wayne Springfield is going to advance to face our number 2 seed, Mr. Craig Holbrook. with a qualifying score of 661.
That's Hall of Famer Craig Holbrook to you.
Oh, you are correct. You are absolutely correct, and I'm looking forward to that one.
5 on the fill. At 116 here.
Can still make this first shot at prize money. Just a whisker to the left.
Well, leaves the headpin, so I don't think we have any prize money in this match.
No, but still some solid bowling from both parties.
Absolutely. And the 10 box, 126 for a 369 total. Wayne Springfield will win the match.
Nice.
35 pin victory. So Wayne Springfield 369 to Josh Daley's 334. We will be back in a minute to talk to the bowlers. And welcome back here at Lido Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Wayne Springfield defeating Josh Daley 369 to 334.
369 to 334. It was a really good match between two really good bowlers. Let's bring up our runner-up here, Josh Daley. Let's give him a round of applause. Josh, a solid run, 1-1 today. I know you're looking for a little bit more than that. We look forward to seeing you again. A lot of big things going forward for you, bud.
Thank you. I plan on being back anyway, so that's my point.
Yep. Well, I'm sure we'll see you for the first ladder for the next season. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. And for fourth place today, we got a check for $250 as well as $150 in bonus money for your marks in a row. And yeah, let's give him another round of applause. You bowled great today.
Thank you. Thank you. No.
All right.
Wait.
Wayne Springfield, our winner today.
Congratulations.
Go on, Wayne.
So it looked like it took you a little bit to get going in the first string, but once that, it seemed like you were just kind of on cruise control, you know, just coming up, get one mark out of 2 boxes, 1 out of 2 every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's my goal, to at least do something like each turn, you know. He's a good bowler, and I was only up 18 after 2, and I know he can turn it on any time, so, you know, try to do my best.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't, I mean, I said this in the last show, you can't let anyone that's on the show have any sort of door open. So, you know, good job closing the match out, and we'll see you next week. You take on Craig Holbrook.
Thank you.
All right. Till next week, for everyone here at Candlepins for Cancer, thank you. And, yeah, we'll see you next week.